Hello everyone. So today we are going to start with civics. So the first, there are 5 chapters. We are dealing with chapter number 5, which is about the democratic rights. So before starting democratic rights, we should know that what are rights. And after learning about this, we will move to 3 case studies. One is in Guantanamo Bay, then case study of Saudi Arabia, and one more case study. So we will be dealing with 3 case studies. Before this, let us learn about what are rights, what are democratic rights. Now, rights are the reasonable claim of a person. Rights are reasonable claims of persons which are recognized by society and sanctioned by law. So those rights which are mentioned in the law, okay, or which are recognized by society and sanctioned by law are the rights, and these are the claims of the individual because it is an individual claim or it is an individual right to do whatever it is written in the constitution. For example, there is right to move to court if you want to do a case, etc. If any issue you have, so you have the right to move to court. You can go to the court for any issue if you have. Okay, so these are the rights. Now, in a democracy, such rights are required so that we can check the government. These rights are essential. Okay, so these rights are available in the democratic government. These are to be available in the democratic government. So when we talk about the rights, why they are required, so now we will look at why democratic rights are required. So first is to allow to form political parties, because democratic rights allows us to form political parties, express our views, opinion. So political party to express our views, opinions, and to take part in political activities. So these are possible because of the democratic right which is provided. Second is it protects minorities from the oppression of majority. Now, a minority can be anything. A minority can be a population of a particular community or of a particular religion or of a particular you can say a section of society. It can also be a woman or children. Okay, so minorities can be anything. It varies from nation to nation. So the rights ensure that कि जो minority है, it is not oppressed by the majority. Okay, so it protects minorities. So democratic rights are required because it protects minorities from the oppression of majority. The third important thing is rights are guarantees that can be used when things go wrong. So suppose if the majority is oppressing minority, the minority has right to seek protection. The minority can go to the court. So rights are guarantee that in case if anything is going wrong, okay, you will be protected. Okay, so rights are guarantees that can be used when things go wrong. Fourth is rights ensures that interest of minorities are protected. In case if interest of minorities are violated, the persons can exercise their right and can get the benefit or can get the desired result, whatever they want. So this is about the democratic rights. Now these democratic rights are required in a democracy. They are in our democracy. In India, there are 6 fundamental rights. So with respect to democratic rights in India, okay, in India, we have 6 fundamental rights. Now, we will cover these 6 fundamental rights, but before this, now you have understood about rights, why rights are required. Now, we will look at 3 case studies which are in your book. So, we will understand those case studies and then we will get to know why rights are required. Now, these case studies are related to, one is, it protects the minorities from oppression of majority. One case study is related to this. Second is related to this. Okay, so on these 3 things, even this as well, the case studies are based on these rights. When we will study the case study, we will actually know why such rights are required. So let us start with the case study. So please write it down. It is very, very important. we are going to deal with 3 case studies. One is in prison in Guantanamo Bay. So we are going to deal with 3 case studies. One is prison in Guantanamo Bay. The second case study is about the citizen rights in Saudi Arabia. Citizens' right in Saudi Arabia. And third is ethnic massacre in Kosovo. So, when we look at all these 3 rights, let us look at all are these. One is prison in Guantanamo Bay. So, let us read about it. About 600 people were secretly picked up by the US forces. So, the US forces picked up 600 people from around the world because of the attack which took place in 2001. Okay, so in Guantanamo Bay, what we will see that 600 people were picked up. Okay, now the US forces picked up and placed them in a prison in Guantanamo Bay, so which is in Cuba, and that area is under the control of American Navy. So all of these 600 people were in the Guantanamo Bay, which is under American Navy. Okay, so what happened was, there was one person, Jamil al-Banna, who was also held as hostage. Okay, now this person was also taken, and the American government said that they were enemies of the US and linked to the terror attack on New York on September 2001. In most cases, the government of their countries were not asked or even informed about their imprisonment. So these 600 people which were taken by the US forces, which were captured by the US forces, the country to which they belong were not informed. Their government they were not aware whether these people have been arrested by US forces or not. Okay, like other prisoners, al-Banna's family got to know that he was in prison only through the media. Now this Jamil al-Banna, so his family member got to know that he is in the prison in Guantanamo Bay, which is under the American Navy. So they got to know about this through media. All right. Families of the prisoners. So out of the 600 people who were there, so their families, they went to the media, they went to the UN, and the representatives of UN and media were also not allowed to visit this Guantanamo Bay and to see why people have been arrested and in what way they are treated, whether they are guilty, क्या उनके खिलाफ charges मिल चुके हैं, क्या सबूत है उनके खिलाफ, yes, no. Media, UN means United Nation, किसी के भी representatives को allow नहीं किया गया वहाँ जाने के लिए. The US Army arrested them, interrogated them and decided whether to keep them in Guantanamo Bay or not. So in order to know whether they are the terrorists or not. There was no trial. Now basically when a person is arrested, the person is presented to the court, but in Guantanamo Bay there was no trial. There was no trial in court. Okay. Now, so the people could not go to the courts to seek the relief. So now here comes the role of Amnesty International. Now see, understand the case of prison in Guantanamo Bay. People are arrested, they are kept in a prison, they are not, so there is no court to listen whether they are culprit, whether they are innocent or not. And the people, the families of the people who got arrested got to know through media only, and the UN representative were also not allowed. Now, Amnesty International, which is a human rights watchdog. So, Amnesty International, which is human rights watchdog or organization, they went in, they collected information on the conditions of prisoners in Guantanamo Bay and reported that prisoners were tortured in a way which violated the US law. So the Amnesty International report said that US laws are not followed in Guantanamo Bay. So Amnesty International reported that United States of America's laws are not followed in prison in Guantanamo Bay. You call it in Guantanamo Bay. And they said that the prisoners or the 600 people there are being tortured. Okay. So this was the case. Now, they were denied the treatment even that prisoner of war must get. So they were in harsh condition. So all the 600 people were in harsh and inhumane condition. Many prisoners had tried protesting against this by going to hunger strike, but prisoners were not released. Even they were declared that they are innocent or they are not guilty. And the UN Secretary General said that prisoners in Guantanamo Bay should be released, the prison should be closed down, but the US government refused to do. Now the important thing is that those who were innocent, when it was proved that the people who were captured were innocent, the innocent people were not released. Okay, now this is the first case study. So what you get from the case study of, what you get to know about the case study of prison in Guantanamo Bay. So one important thing is that if when rights are not available, the tyranny of the executive can be seen and the violation of rights, human rights takes place by the government acts as a dictator. So here, in the case of Guantanamo Bay, the same thing happened. People didn't have right and it was not explicitly defined in the law. So people were taken from different countries. They were put in a prison in Guantanamo Bay and then the UN representative and various people were not allowed to visit there. The prisoners were treated in an inhuman condition. Inhuman means they were tortured, they were not provided proper food, water, etc. So this is the first case study of prison in Guantanamo Bay. From this case study, it is clear that rights are very, very essential. So from this case study, what we are getting is, so from this case study, one important thing we got is rights are essential, because if rights were there, people won't have been in the prisons. Alright, now we will look at the second case study of citizens' rights in Saudi Arabia. We are talking about citizens' rights. Here we will be looking at the condition of women and the general rights of the people. The case of Guantanamo Bay looks like an exception, for it involves the government of one country denying rights to the citizen of another country. Let us look at the case of Saudi Arabia with regard to their government. Now, Saudi Arabia, it is ruled by a hereditary king. Okay, so the people cannot elect their king. So in Saudi Arabia, hereditary king is there. Okay, so there is a hereditary king, which means that people cannot choose. So there is a hereditary king, or you can say a monarch. Okay, and people don't have any right to elect, and people have no role electing the ruler. So this is the first. Second is the king selects the legislature as well as executive. He appoints the judges and can change their decision. Now, king has absolute power. Absolute power, implying that he can change the decision of judges. Okay, he appoints the legislature, executive. Third, citizens cannot form political parties or any political organization. Media cannot report anything which the king doesn't like. Now, there is no freedom for the people to form political parties. People cannot form, so their residents, or you can say that the citizens cannot form political parties. Okay, media cannot report anything against the king. So if king doesn't like anything, the media cannot report. So king is the absolute ruler there. So he is the head of that country, and there is no freedom of religion. So every citizen is required to be Muslim, and a resident which are not citizens, okay, non-Muslim residents, they can follow their religion in private. Now here, these are the four things which we have seen. Now the other thing is Muslim, so there is a religion, Islam. So there is no freedom of religion. There is no freedom of religion. Okay, every citizen is required to be, every citizen is required to be Muslim, and non-Muslim resident cannot practice their religion in public. Cannot practice their religion in public. Now, so there is a state religion there which is Muslim or Islam, and women are subjected to many restrictions. Okay, so women subjected to many restrictions. Women have lesser right there. Women have less rights. Okay, now this is the condition of the Saudi Arabia, where citizens' rights are very, very less. Now you see, people cannot elect their ruler. The decision of the judges or the courts can be changed by the ruler. Women have less right. You cannot form a political party. So such types of rights are not available in Saudi Arabia. By studying the case of Saudi Arabia, what we got to know, that rights are required, because when rights are not there, the king can do whatever he likes, whatever he wants, whether legal, illegal, whether moral or immoral. So rights are essential. Now the third case is about ethnic massacre in Kosovo. So here we will see the majority, taking away the rights of minorities. Now the third case is about ethnic massacre in Kosovo. So ethnic massacre in Kosovo. So now this was a province of Yugoslavia. Kosovo, it was a state of Yugoslavia, and in this province population was ethnic Albanian. Okay, so in the province, the province consisted of Albanian, or the province consisted of ethnic Albanian. Okay. Now, but in the entire country, in the entire Yugoslavia, Serbs were in majority. Now, the province consisted of ethnic Albanian, but Yugoslavia, their entire country consisted of Serbs. Consisted of the Yugoslavia, it consisted of Serbs. Now these Serbs, they were in majority, whereas Albanian were in minority. Now a narrow-minded Serb nationalist Milosevic won the election. So a leader known as Milosevic came to power. Okay, his government was hostile to Albanian. The new government which came was hostile to Albanian. Okay, to Albanians or ethnic Albanian, people belonging to that community, that particular Albanian. Now, he wanted the Serbs to dominate country. The ruler wanted that Serbs should dominate the country. And many Serb leaders thought that ethnic minorities should either leave the country or should accept the dominance of Serb. So the new government and the leaders said that the ethnic Albanian, which are in minority, either you leave the country, you don't stay in our country. If you want to stay in our country, then you will be in minority. Okay, and you have to accept the dominance of Serb. So you have to accept dominance of Serbs. Now, so what happened next? The majority started killing minority. So Serbs and various other their forces started killing the ethnic Albanians. So what happened? In 1999, 74-year-old Batisha Hoxha was sitting in a kitchen with a 77-year-old husband, staying warm by the stove. They had heard an explosion but did not realize that Serbian troops had entered the town. So, in 1999, Serbian troops entered the province. It entered the province. So, Kosovo. The province was entered the Kosovo. Okay, so they entered the Kosovo, which was a province. They entered there and they started killing the members of ethnic Albanian. Now, they had heard the explosion. And they thought that something might have happened. But now that explosion was of the army troops entering the city. Okay. The next thing was 5 to 6 soldiers entered her house and they were asking, where are your children, so that they can kill them. They shot his husband, and with her husband dying before her, so her husband died, the soldiers pulled the wedding ring off her finger and told her to get out. And the woman was inside the house and the soldiers burnt his house. Okay, the soldier burnt her house and the woman was inside the house only. And then when he went out, he lost entire family. He lost his family because Serbian troops entered Kosovo and they killed the ethnic Albanian. And killed ethnic Albanian. So this news, so thousands of Albanians were killed. Now this is one of the worst instances of ethnic cleansing. We call this as ethnic cleansing because you are killing persons from a particular ethnic group. So ethnic Albanian, so this is a particular group. Now the Serbs were killing the members of Albanian, so this was known as ethnic cleansing. So this is the worst instances of killing on ethnic prejudice. So we also call ethnic massacre or ethnic cleansing. Ethnic cleansing or ethnic killing because of prejudice. Now what happened was the ruler Milosevic, he lost power and was sentenced and he was tried by International Court of Justice. So International Court of Justice also known as ICJ, they punished the ruler, which the name is Milosevic. Milosevic ruler. Tried Milosevic ruler or they punished. So this Milosevic ruler was punished because of the ethnic cleansing which he has done. Now, if you look at all these three cases, like prison in Guantanamo Bay, or the citizen rights in Saudi Arabia, or the ethnic massacre in Kosovo, one thing is clear that rights are essential because in all these countries, rights were not there. Rights were there, very limited rights were there. In Kosovo, the ethnic Albanian, they were minority. As per rights, they should be protected, but because of lack of rights, the Serbians, which were in dominance, which were majority, they killed the ethnic Albanian. Okay. So all these three case studies, these are very, very important. You should remember these case studies because you have to write these case studies as example that why rights are necessary, because in order to to protect the minorities can have freedom of speech, expression, even the majority should have. So these rights are required. Okay, now these are the three cases which tells us why rights are very, very essential. So all these three case studies have made us to think. So it has told us, so all these three case studies, what it means, that rights are necessary. Okay, it should be there. Rights, they should be there. They should be there in an economy. Absence of rights leads to oppression. Okay, it leads to tyranny of the executive. So here we are done with the rights, why they are required, and the three case studies. Now, in the next lesson, in the next video, we are going to look at the fundamental rights in India. Fundamental rights in India, where we will see that there are 6 fundamental rights. So, thank you.